morning, everyone. Chill Girl Chrissy here, Alderman in Ward 6. Here to fuel your mind, body, and soul with goodness. Open up, share, be real, be raw, overcome, let go, and simply live a joyous, chill life. And in studio for the Chill and Heal show, Anthony DiLorenzo. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Great to be here.
I'm so glad. This is so great. We've met a couple times on the campaign trail. You were actually in Ward 6 helping us door knock. Yeah, which was so great because it takes a team to make change. And so the people that don't know you, you've been under the radar for a long time.
I spent my whole life trying to stay out of the public eye, yeah.
Okay. You are entrepreneur. Oop, am I not on? Oop.
I'm not,
Oh, let's see. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Must have fallen off. Always a few technical difficulties.
Yes. So yeah, I've tried to stay under the radar. I moved up here in '83 to go to UNH.
Okay.
I had probably moved 10 times before I got here as a kid. You know, my dad was just trying to better himself, get better jobs, and we moved all across the country. You know, got to UNH, loved New Hampshire, stayed, didn't graduate. I dropped out and started my own business.
You didn't graduate high school?
College.
You didn't graduate college, yeah. Okay.
Just worked and was able to start a job in my or a business in my driveway. Mm-hmm. And now we have almost 40 businesses in 10 states. We've created over 1,000 jobs. And I say we because my employees were key in doing this. Mm-hmm. It took a long time. It was not easy. It was hard. Yeah. Which probably made it that much better. Having to work for it.
Yeah. But that's when you respect it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And you value your team.
Yeah. And you know, I had an employee write me an email yesterday. I've known him he's worked for me for over 20 years, but he wrote me this email and he said, I was 20 years old. He was a line cook at Chili's. Mm-hmm. He said, there's something better for me. So he was driving up Route 28 in Salem. Mm-hmm. He stops into the dealership, the Ford Hyundai dealership in Salem, New Hampshire. The salesman meets him and says, kid, do yourself a favor, go home and change and come back and apply. Yeah. So the guy comes back and applies. We hire him. Fast forward, 20-something years later, he is now the general manager of both of those dealerships.
Wow.
So to me, like, I gave him the opportunity, but he took it. And like, that's just, it just makes me feel so good.
Yeah, I can totally understand. Mm. It's like you give someone an opportunity, but they do it.
Exactly, but that's what job creation is. Like, it's not just a couple words, but that's real life job creation. That's a good job. He's living the American dream just like I did.
Yeah.
And it's in New Hampshire. And the reason why it's in New Hampshire is because we have Republican-controlled legislature, governor, no taxes, no income tax, no sales tax. We are the envy of the country. We really are. We have it going on. And it's one of the reasons I'm running, because I want to fight to protect what we have in New Hampshire.
Okay. So when you say that, I definitely agree with you. I'm a live free or die girl, but I was disappointed during the COVID times with how we handled some of it. You know, especially when you learn along the way. Okay, well, you know what, the masks didn't work, and no one really, my body, my choice when it comes down to vaccines.
I agree. I didn't get vaccinated.
I did not get vaccinated. I was vilified. I have family members that actually disowned me till this day.
I didn't go to my brother's wedding. I wasn't vaccinated.
Sad.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to my uncle's funeral, and till this day, I'm heartbroken over it. And, you know, for me, I will always have an open heart and an open door, but I can't, you keep reaching out to people for a bridge, and I'm not even saying, hey, you were mean to me or something, or how could you keep me away from my uncle's funeral? It's more like, hey, I love you, but there's just nothing there, because people have been brainwashed so bad that was the way and only the way.
I know, it's unfortunate.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
It's heartbreaking.
It is.
And it's divided up our nation.
Well, not only has it divided up our nation, but we are still paying for that.
Yeah.
For actually, the part that bothers me the most, besides the vaccines, is the monetary policy of the Biden administration. We are still suffering because of poor, not only was it the monetary policy destructive, but our entire federal delegation supported that. And what did we end up with? We went from 1.4 inflation to, they say 9. It was nowhere near 9 in my opinion. I think it was double digits all day long. But whatever, now everybody's struggling over it.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying, yeah.
So would you, you know, first of all, I'm going to ask you, like, you're running for Congress. This is a big deal. You know, you've never been in political office. I'm actually in the swamp because I'm an elected official in Manchester. I say the swamp because it's tough. You got people, you know, throwing punches at you left and right.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I'm a kind of girl, like, I'll do a handshake. I'm like, what you see is what you get. I stand by my word, and if I do mess up, I will own it.
Exactly.
So for me, I'm like, I always say, are you a game player or are you a game changer? So are you a game
point.
player or are you a game changer?
No, I mean, I didn't build what I have for businesses and employees and job creation by being a player. I'm a game changer.
Wow.
And I started out with $7,000. I was waiting tables.
Yep.
And dropped out of college, saved up money, started my own business, and the bottom line is I've brought results, and that's what we need in Washington. DC is begging for direction, for business type of leadership, common sense, pragmatism.
Yeah, that's what we need is
no
business
question.
type leadership. You know, common sense. It just makes insane to me when we don't have business leaders stepping up. But I understand because you get sucker
hard.
punched left and
It
right.
is hard.
And businesses suffer and so forth. I'm grateful I have like the most supportive team over at Chill Spa. I do have a lip balm for you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll have to give it to you afterwards.
Great.
But it's so important to have good family values and people around you to lift you up when you keep getting punched in the face.
I agree.
You know,
yeah. So they say to me,
name called and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, because some days you come home and like sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, and some days you come home and say, oh, what am I doing? And I get reminded that if I didn't do this, I would regret it.
Yeah.
So I just get dressed the next day and go back at it, and that's what I've done my whole life.
You just keep showing up.
Yeah, you just keep, yeah.
And that's exactly what we need. We need someone that's going to keep showing up, standing up and do what's right.
Not only that, but I don't need a job. Like, I have nothing to lose. I'm not going to D.C. to establish myself.
Yeah.
I'm going for one reason. I love our state.
Yeah.
I care about the people that live here. And I'm concerned about our kids and our grandchildren and their futures. And I'm not going to sit by and let people go to D.C. that are not either capable or basically capable of representing the citizens, Granite Staters, the way they should be.
I love that. I think it is, first of all, it takes a lot to run, but having that right person, and what you're saying is because of your business leadership, you always show up. You started out with $7,000. You've created at least 1,000 jobs, creating the American dream for other people. So you're not afraid to share the good news of the American dream is still alive.
I love it.
And you want to protect it.
And encourage it.
People,
when I was young, my family talked about the land of opportunity all the time.
Yeah.
You don't hear those words very often. I say them all the time because I want to encourage young people. They can do it. They should be able to go to work hard, buy a house. But in New Hampshire, housing prices have outpaced wages 3-to-1.
Yeah. It's out of control.
It is out of control. And you know what? Nobody's doing anything about it. There's a lot of lip service, but nobody's doing anything about it.
So that's what So what do you plan on doing?
When I get to DC?
Yeah.
I want to focus on affordability issues.
Okay.
And I want to focus on fiscal responsibility.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest issues that face our countries, biggest threats to our country is this idea that deficit spending is okay. Try it at home. It doesn't work. Okay.
Yep.
And we got to stop, because I did the math. I divided the national debt by the number of people in our country that are 40 and below.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much they all owe?
How much?
$550. And I'm not talking $550,000.
Oh my God.
We've
Yes.
left our young people in debt, basically giving them our bills. It's
Yeah.
inappropriate. And I don't know, it bothers me.
It's unacceptable. The excessive spending and not thinking about really what the bottom line is and how it affects all of our children. And we're enslaved to our system. I want to bring up the word affordable, because nothing's affordable right now. And I think it's become a scam word. Because
There's no question.
what they do is, and I say that what they do because I don't know exactly who they are. Does that make sense? Even though I'm in office, they'll use the words affordable. And I'm like, is that really affordable? Because it's really not. And you're increasing the taxes, and there's more people. I have a friend that is being, can't afford the rent anymore. And he's on one of the Section 8 vouchers. So I want to bring back the real word of affordability and not use it as they play on it, where I feel like everyone else wins when they say, oh, affordability, and who's getting really paid off. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's lost its meaning. It's overused. But the bottom line is, what has to happen is wages have to outpace inflation. That's the most important thing. As
Okay.
long as you're earning, your rate of pay is increasing faster than inflation, you're better off.
I think the problem with it is, I'm not saying we shouldn't have increase, but when you talk about the minimum wage, where, kids now, I mean, is it in New York, you're going to end up getting like $30 an hour? I mean, for minimum wage, that's like ridiculous. Like, how do you train? You got to start somewhere. I started off at $3.35. I am very, very proud to have worked at D'Angelo's.
That's a lot.
$3.35.
I got $2.30 to wash dishes when I was 13 years old.
Okay, so I was 14, $3.35, and earned every penny. We didn't get tips or anything like that. It was the best experience, because
Me
I
too.
really believe you need to work with the public, and you learn so many great skills when you stand behind, whether it's making sandwiches. But we didn't type everything into the cash register. We just handed back their change because we could count it out. Nowadays they type it in. Oh well, and then the drawer's short. To me, I'm like, it's a little crazy. So where do you start? Because the $30 an hour or whatever, the $15 an hour for minimum wage.
Yeah.
Teenagers cannot be making that much money
Right.
at that time, and we've got to start somewhere to train them. And it teaches respect for money.
There's no question. I mean, I had money in my pocket, making $2.30 an
Me
hour.
too.
I had money. I
But
could buy what I
obviously,
wanted.
you weren't an overspender then.
No, but it was also probably a more affordable time. The real problem is that we're printing way too much money. We have to stop that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I totally agree.
yeah.
So you're on the campaign trail. What are some of the highlights and lowlights of being on the campaign trail? Because you're on with a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. It's really great traveling the state. We have a beautiful state.
So beautiful.
You meet all sorts of interesting people that bring up all sorts of issues that you weren't aware of.
Yeah.
Whether it's like, you go up north where timber trade is more prevalent, and they're mad that people from California are buying up the land up there for these carbon tax credits. They're like, get out of here. They are. They're not happy about it. You go down to Seabrook and talk to the people down there. They're like, they want to build another reactor down here. We're not comfortable with the plan to get out of here if something happens.
Yeah.
So everybody has a different issue. I love New Hampshire. People are involved, and that's what I love about New Hampshire. But it's been interesting. It's a lot of work, but I love it. Yeah.
It's so great to connect and hear
It
people's
is.
stories, don't
It
you
is.
think?
And you learn. Like, I love to
Yes.
learn.
Yeah, me too. Like, for me, I'm like, the day I stop learning is the day I become stale.
Right.
And I've been saying that
yeah,
for years.
I agree.
And
I
I'm
wouldn't-
like, you know
yeah.
what? I'm like, I want to forever be young. I want to age gracefully. I always want to be learning. And
agree.
I went to high school, started my own business young, and School of Hard Knocks.
That's what my grandparents used to say. I went
It's
to
like
school.
that's like the best, and then you respect people, like really respect people. I think that it's really hard to see so many people getting stuck with all the excessive college. How expensive college is.
There's no financial pressure on college. So what happens with college? The cost of college rises faster than the rate of inflation. And the reason why it's allowed to do that is because there's so much money out there. So these kids are able to borrow this money. The schools aren't being fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
And it's costing people way too much money to go to college. Now that enrollment is declining, the schools are having to now be fiscally responsible because they don't have access to unlimited demand for their services. I know I was talking to the president of UNH, the previous one, and he said they had froze their tuition because of that reason, which I was happy to hear.
That's good because it's just, to me, it's out of control. And I really think that we need to focus in on the trades.
I agree.
Because I love working with my hands.
Yep.
I'm like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But to be enslaved into the system of paying back all these college expenses and are we going to have jobs?
My sister-in-law was a doctor. She's retired. She was in her 50s before she paid off her student loans.
To me, that's like
That's
heartbreaking.
crazy, right?
That is so crazy.
Come on. This is a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, that's not right.
Oh, it is not right. It is not right. So is there anything else you want to share about you?
About me? New Hampshire is my home. I love it.
Where were
I
you
respect
originally
it.
from?
So we moved around. I was born in New Jersey. We lived in New York a
Jersey.
couple times. I was only there for a year.
Yeah.
Massachusetts a couple times, at least twice. We lived in Ohio twice, outside of Chicago. So my dad moved us around. Everybody's like, were you in the military? I'm like, no, my dad was just trying to better himself. And he ended up, at the end, he did well. He started his own business and was very successful. Unfortunately, he had a friend that encouraged him to invest all his money in Madoff and ended up losing. Yeah, he lost everything.
Oh my God, that is horrible.
This is somebody that put himself through college, went to Columbia, got a master's at NYU, worked, lived the American dream, was pretty well off, and
got scammed.
Got scammed.
Which is just beyond heartbreaking.
It is. He's okay, but that was an awful situation.
Yeah,
But,
for so many people.
Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm running not because I need a job, but because I care about the people in New Hampshire, and because I know I can make a difference. And one of the things my father said to me is the best indicator of a person's future performance is their past. So you look at my track record and what I've been able to accomplish, and I would put that up against any other candidate in this race. And doesn't make them bad people, it just compare what I've been able to do.
Yeah.
And when I get to DC, that's the type of results I plan on bringing. Only because I want to, because I care. It's not for any other reason but that.
Which is, I totally appreciate. When, because I'm passionate and I dove in because of being shut down.
Right. Through COVID?
When you started, through COVID, it killed so many small businesses, and it was like, what was your moment of your why? Like, what made you go, I have to do this? You know, I know that you care. You definitely care. You care about the American dream. You care about your employees. You care about the businesses. You wouldn't be constantly giving back to all the nonprofits that you've given to. But what was that like that pushed you over like, I'm going to be crazy and I'm diving in this because...
In the past, I have been involved in politics. I've just got behind candidates that I believed in. Like I helped Caroline a lot.
I love.
Yeah, I mean, she was great. I supported Governor Sununu, Governor Ayotte, and a lot of other candidates. The New Hampshire GOP, the Republican Senate PAC, the Republican House PAC. So I was happy just getting behind people. I saw this race come up. And I waited. I was hoping that there was somebody in the race I could get behind that could win. and I didn't feel that was the case. Again, not because they're bad people, but you need resources to win this race. It's a, I guess it's a bad part of politics, but you need resources.
I do know that, and it's a painful part of
It's awful.
And
I've been giving money away for my entire professional career. Now I got to ask people for money. It's the most awkward thing.
It's really hard.
It is. It's like, it's not for me. It's for the campaign. Do you want to change? You want to make sure our state and our country are better off? That's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But because of my charitable work, I have this network of people that I've always drawn on to raise money for. I mean, we raised a lot of money for UNH. We've supported Gather, which feeds people in our community. We supported Crossroads, which houses people. We've supported veterans. So I've got a group of people that are used to pitching in for charitable.
Yeah.
So when I started running, I was able to call on them, and that gave me a sort of a competitive advantage in raising.
Yeah, because they already knew you. They knew your track record,
Right.
what you stood for.
Exactly. They knew if I said, this is what we're doing, a lot of them just got behind me. But Senator Abbas said something to me when I first started. He said, you're going to find out who your friends are. He did, and he was dead on. Yep. And people who come out of the woodwork, like I had a guy who worked for me 15 years ago. I love him, but I never see him.
Yeah.
He called me up. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to support you. He said, I'm retiring in April, and I'm coming to work for you full time. Like, that's really special.
That's super, super special.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling of when out of nowhere you'll get that phone call.
Right.
Because people, it's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot emotionally.
People don't realize, exactly.
Physically, and you're definitely a fit guy, and you're obviously, you go. But it's an emotional roller coaster, and then it's a lot. Well, I'm really I'm glad you're in the race.
Thank you.
It's going to be. I actually supported Joe Kelly Lavasser when he ran last time, because he was my fellow alderman.
Was he?
And I will say I enjoyed it. I like Holly. I liked Russell, who won. I got to learn a lot, but it is a lot, and I have so much respect for you.
Thank you.
And it's kind of like, it's like, why aren't you going off on to an island to enjoy all your fruitfulness from your career?
That was the plan.
That was the plan, but instead you're like,
I can't do that. I could never do that.
Yeah, and I totally get it, because that's where I'm like, all right, why do I keep showing up? Well, first of all, I feel like I'm called.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm called. It's been like an emotional journey.
People don't understand the emotional part. Some days you're like so high off of met nice people, you've got support, you've got a good endorsement where you're and then the next day you get kicked in the teeth and you're like, it's very emotional.
It is. It's an emotional journey. So I have a lot of respect for you for jumping into this and not just being behind the scenes, because it's easier to be behind the scenes.
Yeah, believe me. Yeah,
it's way easier. Yeah. You don't get punched, And I have a lot of respect for Caroline Lovett. I supported her 100%. I still owe her this cute little video that I took of her.
I'm going to see her Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have to get it, because I knew she was a special All-American girl as she's running for Congress, and she's having this conversation with this little girl. First of all, I was videotaping the whole thing because I would just become passionate about, we got to take back our government, we got to stand up for what's right. And I was videoing a lot. It was down at it was in Londonderry, this great little farm stand. I can't remember the name for a second. But she was having a moment with this little girl and caught the conversation. I did tell her I have to send it to her, but I couldn't find it, and now I found it, so I'll have to share it with you so you can get it to her.
Give it to her.
Because it just shows her how much she cares.
She does.
How much she cares, how she's willing to stand up when everything is like coming at you.
She's a special person.
Such a special person, rock star. So intelligent.
She came to my office.
Fearless.
She was like 23 years old. She shows up there. I'm busy, and can I talk to you? I'm like, yeah, sure. I sit in a conference room with her, and 3 minutes later, I'm like, my jaw is dropping. Like, what is
Yeah.
going on here? I said, stop. I went to get my CEO. I'm like, you got to come meet this woman. And he said, I'm busy. Would you leave me alone? I'm like, all right. He still regrets to this day he didn't come in that room and meet her because she is a rock star.
She is. She's a rock star and willing to stand up for all the things that so many people aren't willing. You know,
she's
girls'
Yeah,
rights.
she's strong.
You know, strong and fearless. So, all right. Well, I have to get you that video.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
because you're running in that same race.
Yeah. This is the
this-
seat she ran for.
Does she have any tips for you?
She called me up before I announced, or right around. She said, she went off on me for 5 minutes. She said, I just want you to know before you do this, this is hard.
Yeah.
And she spent 5 minutes telling me how hard it was.
Yeah.
And you know, I've worked hard my whole life, so
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you're like, listen.
She was right. It is hard.
Yeah,
It
and
doesn't
it's a
bother me,
different
but
kind of hard.
it is. It's different than the private sector. Like I worked. When I first started my business, I got up every day and worked till night, and then did it every single day. It was fine, didn't bother me. This is equally as hard.
Yeah.
It really is. It's fine, but it's harder than you think. Yeah.
Well, you know what? When you move through it, you know why.
Yeah. There's definitely.
Shining a bright light on the darkness, and you know what? I think that there's so many people. I know we only have 1 minute. So where can we find you? First of all.
DiLorenzoforcongress.com.
Okay.
Be the best place to
All
find
right.
me. And I'm around. We travel the state every day, all day. So it's,
Okay. So
yeah.
you're on the move,
Yeah.
and I know Daniel Mowry said he was going to have a house party for you.
Yeah, that's great.
Which will be great. So
Yeah.
you'll be in Ward 6.
Yeah.
I think that. Thank you so much for coming on and having.
Oh,
this
it's been great. I appreciate
open-
you inviting me.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Yeah, welcome.
It's nice to spend time with you.
Thank you. Ditto. I just I think it's so important to get out, learn about all the candidates, and support the ones that you really have full trust and faith in. Anthony, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Long live the American dream. And until next time, God bless and stay chill, everyone. Thank you, Anthony,
you.
very much.